glad to be here. Thank you for the extremely generous introduction. Maybe just get started. We started planning this 177 hectares from Kuwait investors, and Ivan was the fund manager or whatever. 177 hectares. And from the original plan of Clark, this more than 4,000 hectares, we changed it, especially for this area. Because this area the zone was warehouses. And we look at the topographic elevation of the runway. It's higher than this. And my experience in the urban planning of Dubai, land uses around the Dubai airport, 1977, we put mixed-use development, not warehouses, because around the airport is very prime real estate. So I worked with Ivan 15 years ago. Before that, 7. I signed the contract in Dubai because I was not able to get the visa to Kuwait. So they went to Dubai as fast. Anyway, we planned, I think, 4 times already. President Ramos, then President Erap, the more than 4,000 hectares. And in fact, I invited as one of the consultants, Jan Casarda. Jan Casarda is the author of the book Aerotropolis. He was my colleague in Washington, D.C., Urban Land Institute. And he was excited to come here. It's supposed to be a street name named after his father, because his father was a death march survivor. Unfortunately, they changed the name. Anyway, that's an anecdote there. And we've done work, 1,800 projects in 40 countries. And the pandemic grounded me in the Philippines. And most recently, I was hired by the Asian Development Bank to help in the preparation of the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. And the sectors that appointed me: seamless connectivity, transportation, and infrastructure, both physical and digital. So since I was not hired by government, I could say anything. So I told my colleagues there, when we were planning Dubai, I was named hard to have planned the desert town of Dubai, bringing to the first world in 15 years, Garden City of the Desert. The rulers of Dubai would challenge us. What's the best in the world, and how many years Dubai would surpass it? In 1977, the largest man-made harbor in the world, Jebel Ali, largest dry dock for a ship not yet built, airport, and so on. Metro Manila was probably 100 years ahead of Dubai. And you know how the rulers discovered me? I was team leader for the World Bank funded Metro Plan Manila. Metro Plan Manila was one of the best metro plans in the world that time, that World Bank funded. And the second one was Manila Bay Region Strategic Plan, funded by United Nations Development Program. I had to work for government at least 2 years because I had to pay for my scholarship grant at UP. And that's how I was invited and named hard to relocate my family in Dubai. And it was in Dubai, Henry C. and the late Enrique Sobel, they enticed me to come home. When you're ready to come home, there are jobs and projects waiting for you. That game changer. Anyway, back to Clark and the Philippines. Maybe I can get started with, look at the Philippines. We're right in the middle of the world. If you rotate the map of the world, we're right in the center. It's no wonder the Spaniards, we were the Asia-Pacific of Spanish Europe more than 300 years. 2 years the British, more than 50 years the Americans, 4 years the Japanese. So it's already a given. Every superpower country in the world are interested in our beautiful islands. I presented this in New York, this map here, 2006. And we can interconnect the whole world with bridges and railways and tunnels. The first reaction was, what's this crazy Filipino talking about? The next day, they were congratulating me. Less expensive than the Gulf War. And then 2013, China announced the road belt, connecting continents, excluding the Americas. And our proposal was supposed to be connect the Cold War countries, Alaska and Russia. And I said it can pay for itself because when you connect continents and countries, you create gateway cities. And I dream about interconnecting the whole Philippines. I showed this also in the 60th anniversary of the UN in New York. And Maglev of Germany came to see me, the fastest train in the world that time. Lawag and Davao would be less than 3 hours. And in this one, the American Corps of Engineers proposed six-year comprehensive roads. It's not yet completed. And my term paper in Harvard, interconnect Bataan and Cavite. And bypass Metro Manila. 10 circumferential roads. The Bataan, Cavite, I proposed that, I think 40 years ago. Now they're starting to do it. Yeah. We are 400 times the size of Singapore, 270 times the size of Hong Kong, 8 times the size of Taiwan, and 3 times the size of South Korea. So we have so many things going for us. We will number 2 in Asia, second to Japan from when the Americans were here until the 70s. That's why Asian Development Bank, our competitors were Tehran, very wealthy Shah of Iran, and Tokyo. Asian countries voted the Philippines as the highest development potential to be a financial center. But we missed that opportunity. And 7,640 islands, larger water. We should be an island economy, but our economy is land-based. China knows we have an island water economy, and all the superpower countries. We're number 1 in the world in marine biodiversity. I was so upset when that oil spill destroying our marine biodiversity. We're number 1 in call centers, voice call centers. Number 2 in BPOs, you forgot it there. Geothermal energy, business processing, 4th in shipbuilding. We're number 4, thanks to the Japanese and the Koreans. 5th in nickel, 5th longest coastline. Some countries, they go to war, like Iraq invading Kuwait because Kuwait was blocking. Now, Russia wants more waterfront. Ukraine is a waterfront as well. And Dubai only had 70 kilometers of natural plant. So they're excavating the desert to have more waterfront real estate and created the Palm Islands to have more real estate. 5th in all other mineral resources. And our mineral resources, the value is more than $3 trillion US. That's why I'll tell mining companies, don't just mine, explore, mine, and restore. And we can plan them into theme parks around the big diggings after the mining. And number 8 in chromite. And human resources, Filipino expatriates are the preferred employees of all employees in the world. So we have so many things going for us. We've done more in 40 countries. I've visited more than 2,000 cities in 72 countries, 7 territories. I think our country is the most blessed. But we really have to address 3 C's and 3 I's. Corruption, criminality, climate change, inequality, infrastructure, parenthesis, incompetence. Is this on record? And by 2050, Goldman Sachs and HSBC forecasted that the Philippines will be and should be in the top 20 economies of the world, number 16. That's why, I don't know why I got chosen to chair the largest Philippine Business Conference in October. And the theme that I suggest, Philippine Chamber of Commerce Industry, Philippines 2050 towards a vision. First world country in the top 20 economies of the world. In the Philippine Development Plan, before 2028, we should be a middle-income economy. And 2030, I think the plans here, Clark will be a first world city by 2040. And if they implement our plans, then I think Ivan is doing it better than the plans. So there's so much opportunity here. And remove that slide na. So positives. By 2050, 150 million Filipinos. It could be 170. We need 100 new cities. Otherwise, our existing cities will be as bad, if not worse, than Metro Manila. 100 new cities. So a lot of opportunities for these 100 new cities. And Clark, again, is smart, sustainable, resilient, livable, walkable, integrating places to live, work, shop, and dine, and so on, should be the model, the plan we have here for the next. We're doing 8 new cities right now, mostly privately funded. And Calabar, this is one of my term paper in Harvard. Manila Bay Region Vision Plan. Central Luzon, Metro Manila, and Calabarzon will have 60 million people. And I wrote that also. We need 6 international airports in this region. The country, I've been telling also decision makers, ideally 2050 to 2070, we need 400 airports. Right now we have 90 airports. Most of them are substandard. And I think only 12 are lighted. And this best in the world, it's good we have a Secretary of Transportation. And I mentioned about Dubai, the best in the world, we should try to achieve that. And also infrastructure, Secretary Bunwan, he was in our team 1976 when I was team leader for the World Bank Prize. And infrastructure also. So these 2 sectors, I think they can pull our economy to be an international hub again. In Clark, we've done 25 projects, 21 are private projects. Pampanga, 52 projects. Central Luzon, 172. Northern Luzon, 42. Southern Luzon, 542. And that's why we're so interested in doing projects, Central Luzon, because planning is balanced. There's an unhealthy balance between the wealthier south and poorer north and the forgotten east. And quotations, I brought one. Daniel Burnham, he planned Manila 1905, Baguio 1909. We're following his plans when the Americans were here. We became Philippine Republic, we forgot the plan. He also did Chicago, and they're still following the City Beautiful movement. Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood. Make big plans, aim high in hope and work, remembering that a noble, logical diagram, once recorded, will never die. But long after we're gone, will be a living thing, asserting itself with ever-growing insistence, remembering that our sons and daughters are going to do things that will stagger us. Let your watchword be order and beacon beauty. I think he wrote this when he was planning Manila and Baguio. From Winston Churchill, because of the pandemic, I got COVID 3 times. And never let a good crisis go to waste. We should learn from it, and we shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us. I paraphrase it, we shape our environment, and our environment will shape us. And besides doing work for government, business, trade, and commerce, we do also architectural activism, including anti-corruption, and architecture for humanity, architecture for the poor, trade, transportation, infrastructure, green architecture, democratic architecture, patriotic architecture. I don't call it pro bono, patriotic architecture. I wrote this when I was a student at UP. Development is not worthy of a name unless spread evenly like butter and a piece of bread. Today they call it inclusivity, inclusive growth, inclusive zoning. Everything we do is pro Deo, patria et terra, for God, country, and planet Earth. It took a seminary and 3 universities to educate me, UST, UP, and Harvard. And I think we all like to live in environment-friendly, master-planned cities, communities, and buildings that are smarter, resilient, livable, connected, accessible, more walkable, bikeable, safer, healthy. Dubai's goal now is to be a happy city, better lighted, more convenient, cleaner, mixed income, cross-generational with mixed-use developments, integrating places to live, work, shop, and dine, learn and worship with healthcare and wellness centers, recreation and leisure with some 24-hour cycle activity centers. These principles, we apply it in all the plans we do. And we put it in record, also in drawings. And sometimes I call them postcards from the future, hoping somebody will implement them. When we're doing plans in Dubai, I call them snapshots of the future because I know the rulers will implement them. Yeah. So we have three short slides about these projects. Pampanga, to get the bigger picture, we also did the Pampanga megalopolis. The provincial megalopolis is several metropolitan areas. Metropolis is several cities. So Pampanga is, about 70, 90 kilometers from Manila. It's 3 times the size of Singapore, 2 times the size of Hong Kong. So 23 cities and municipalities. It can be maybe the closest growth center outside Metro Manila. Agropolis, the farm and the city. That's the theme there, but all of these will be mixed use and multi-use. It's just the theme here. Aquapolis, the water in the city, Candaba swamps. Ecolopolis, the environment in the city. Aerotropolis, airport-driven metropolis. Clark and surroundings. Again, seamless connectivity to the rest of Luzon, rest of Metro Manila, bus rapid transits, railways, and a road network. Because in Pampanga, sa perimeter communities, you have to get out of Pampanga to go back to Pampanga. So we have a circumferential road and radial roads and so on towards Lubao. So hopefully they will open the southern gateway to Subic. Because right now Subic is from Olongapo. They call now this the Golden Triangle. Most of the big developments now are coming here. Starting from the surroundings of Clark. Again, it starts with the active transportation. Walking, biking, and public transit. Those who have less inroads should have more in wheels. Those who have less in wheels should have more in roads. Yeah. Even the road transport corridors, the intermodal transit terminal with solar roofs, rainwater harvesting, and hopefully we can also influence the architectural typologies of public markets. I presented all of this in the Dubai Expo last year. I was one of the speakers and promote the Philippines, including the Clark plants presented in Dubai, but more private sector projects. So the rainwater harvesting and renewable energy, sustainability and resilience. We also propose articulated buses, so you have more passengers per lane per hour. The champion of this is championing this development is former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. Even bus dedicated lanes in the inner lanes. So this is the one-third road transport corridor. One-third for trees and landscaping, because it takes at least 10 trees to recover the oxygen per car. One-third for people, pedestrians and bicycles, and one-third for the moving traffic lane. Agro-industrial estates, farm-to-market roads, post-harvest facilities, including bulk water supply sources. So we planned all of this from the highlands, the midlands, the lowlands. Tourist information centers. The typology is, we hope we succeeded in being inspired by indigenous architecture. Pampanga River, it used to be navigable. And if you dredge Pasig River and Pampanga River through Manila Bay, only 35 minutes by a fast boat. Yeah, faster than getting out of Makati. Yeah, or BGC. And for Clark, the master plan, 14 gates entrances. Makati CBD, it's so, in Fort Bonifacio. Access Clark Freeport Zone, Aerotropolis, airport-driven city. More than 4,000 hectares. Just to visualize it, Makati is less than 3,000 hectares. Now Taguig got so many hectares as well. Maybe Makati is just a little bit more than 2,000 hectares. So again, seamless connectivity. We divided into 7 districts. We are in the southern district, airport-driven land uses. This mixed-use development, central business district, northern gateway, industrial district, smart city district, lifestyle, leisure, and so on. Again, these are theming, but all of them are mixed-use, multi-use developments. Also, the connection to New Clark City. New Clark City, we master planned with architectural concept the Disaster Preparedness Training Institute. We're talking about disaster, proposed bus stops, 3 runways for this airport. We had several alternative plans because they keep moving the 3rd runway, the alignment and the length. So Northern Gateway, I hope they will follow the architectural typology, green roofs, rainwater harvesting, solar roofs, mass transit. You can get copies of this because it's already approved. The last one we cannot share, about the airport aviation, Clark International Airport. Of course, there were so many consultants involved here, not just us. Alfresco dining, outdoor dining. Many of the restaurants we're designing now are 30% kitchen, 20% air conditioned, 50% alfresco. Minimize the spread of virus also. Southern Gateway District. More lungs of the city, open spaces, more greeneries. In Metro Manila, they're selling open spaces. Nowhere in the world they would do that. Yeah. Dolores River, riverfront developments. There's a river cutting across Clark. Like the widest road here is 65 meters wide. Just to compare it, EDSA is 54 meters wide, built in 1954, 54 meters wide. That's why it was called Highway 54. This is the Smart Technology Park. Walkable, bikeable, lots of landscaping, lots of lungs of the city, open spaces. It's Satsamberg, yeah, the original name of Clark. Yeah, as Attorney Karen was saying, we maintain the parade grounds as open space, and then the heritage homes, the tall buildings will be behind them. Statsenberg Central Park and Civic Center. Lifestyle District. Leisure. The last golf course here, Sun Valley, we were part of it with the Korean clients, including their office tel and the buildings and houses golf course community. So that's the more than 4,000 hectares. More than 2,000 hectares is the airport. As Ivan was saying, Manila International Airport, we also did the redevelopment master plan, but not yet implemented. 600 hectares. Yeah, let's hope they. Yeah. Thank you so much. Then
Thanks.
last quote. Look at it at the Bible. Without vision, people will perish.